In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, Generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women, and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world
Being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, Generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women, and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, Generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world.
Enhancing employee onboarding experience. Driving professional growth. Moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations. Retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women, and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women, and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries, and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women, and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model. Transform your early career with vital skills in communication, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Challenge and conquer, reframe limiting beliefs, and build resilience. Lead with compassion, develop emotional intelligence, and impactful communication. Thrive inside and out, prioritize well-being for sustainable energy. Embrace action, take decisive steps towards personal and professional flourishing. Champion equity, build a more just and empowered world. Unlock potential, empower change. Invest in women, and watch your organization thrive from the inside out. Join the Women's Leadership Program today at Regenesys.
In a rapidly evolving world, innovation knows no bounds. Generative AI is rewriting the rules across industries. At Regenesys, we recognize generative AI's significance and its diverse industry applications. In HR, it contributes to altering recruitment in a meaningful way, enhancing employee onboarding experience, driving professional growth, moving the focus of performance reviews from paperwork to conversations, retaining champion employees. In marketing, generative AI helps in lead identification, marketing optimization, and personalized outreach. It enhances manufacturing by optimizing processes, improving supply chains, and enabling predictive maintenance. In finance, it can be used in risk assessment, scenario analysis, fraud detection, and financial forecasting. Generative AI is revolutionizing the world, enhancing industries and empowering humanity. Boost corporate potential with Regenesys Gen AI Academy.
Ready to transform your organization with sustainable excellence? Introducing the ESG program from Regenesys Corporate Education. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, the pillars of responsible business. From understanding ESG fundamentals for every employee, to empowering managers with tools to plan and track initiatives, and equipping senior management to integrate ESG strategies into your mission. Join our comprehensive ESG bootcamp and lead the way in sustainable business practices. Regenesys Corporate Education. Transforming businesses, inspiring futures.
Transform your data skills with the Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education. Learn to excel in data analysis and visualization using Power BI, PowerPoint, Excel, generative AI, and Python. From data processing and analysis to creating impactful visual narratives, our modules cover it all. Gain practical skills with hands-on exercises and real-world scenarios. Elevate your workforce with Data Zen Master program from Regenesys Corporate Education.
Regenesys Corporate Education presents the Women's Leadership Program, empowering women at every career stage with our unique AEI model.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome all our attendees and panelists present with us today and globally from various continents to the HR Leadership Panel discussion. I am delighted to introduce Regenesys Group, founded in 1998 by three unique entrepreneurs, Dr. Marco, Dr. Penny, and Mr. William. Initiated with Regenesys Business School, which is dedicated to transforming the world by cultivating conscious leaders and managers. And today, the business stands across 11 countries, where we have excelled beyond the business school with School of Law, School of Technology, Digital Regenesis, and Corporate Education. To name a few, we also have our alumni base of 300,000 students across 190 countries. We are the pioneers of AI and GenAI training across India and Africa, with our internal expert team of 100+ faculties and doctorate holders. We have our offices in South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, UK, Croatia, USA, and India. And we're opening in 10 more countries this year, making us one of the fastest growing edtech companies globally. Now, I would like to introduce you to Regenesys Corporate Education India, a part of Regenesys Group dedicated to empowering organizations through innovative and impactful learning solutions. In India, we specialize in providing corporate training and development programs designed to meet the evolving needs of business across various industries. At Regenesys Corporate Education, we recognize that staying ahead in today's competitive landscape requires continuous learning and development. Our tailored programs are crafted to enhance leadership capabilities, foster managerial excellence, and drive strategic innovations within your organization. We offer a range of customized solutions, including workshops, seminars, open programs, and executive education courses, all designed to deliver practical skills and actionable insights. One of our flagship GenAI Academy spreads has gone beyond the shores of India and delivered training in New York, London, Dubai, Amsterdam, Paris, Singapore, Sydney, and Tokyo. We have empowered senior leadership of a global fintech conglomerate with techno leadership training focusing on emerging technologies. 1,000 students across 190 countries, performance management, and served on boards of several private and non-profit organizations. He's the author of the best-selling book Success Stories. Dr. Marco's programs and talks have inspired and touched the lives of thousands of people across the world. We welcome you, Dr. Marco. Next we have the dynamic Shamita Shetty, Director
Recording
Regenesys
in
India
progress.
and Global Head Sales. She's a serial entrepreneur with over 20 years of dynamic experience. She's the pioneer and driving force to success of various businesses of Regenesys. She is dedicated to crafting unique and meaningful experiences that go beyond conventional ways, embracing adventure, culture immersion, and sustainability. Her approach fosters a creative and strategic mindset within the business, ensuring that they continuously adapt and excel in meeting evolving customer needs. We welcome you, Shamita. Further, we are pleased to introduce Mr. Viju Joy. He is a dynamic global business leader in the EdTech space and CEO of Regenesys Corporate Education India and Digital Regenesys. He has been a thought leader in impacting corporate learning across continents. He has been a pioneer in bringing unique and innovative learning solutions in the corporate space globally. Redefining corporate learning, he comes with close to 2 decades of experience and a deep understanding of the EdTech landscape. He ensures that interventions delivered are most cutting edge and impactful. We are excited to have you with us, Viju, and he's also on our panel for today. Welcome, Viju. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our moderator for today's discussion, Monica Alex. She brings a wealth of experience and expertise to this role. Having an experience of 24 years leading various diverse teams across sectors, with a keen eye for insightful dialogue and passion for fostering engaging discussions, Monica is the perfect moderator for today's conversation. We are confident that under her moderation, we will have a thought-provoking and enriching session. Welcome, Monica, who will take it forward by introducing our esteemed panel for today.
Thank you, Faiza. You made me sound very old. I'd like to welcome all of you here for this panel discussion. Not only a panel discussion, but to build relationships, learn, and to build a network, making a community of practice. Today, we're going to discuss the future of HR in the digital age. On this dynamic and ever-evolving platform, a banking sector. It's changing every moment that we speak. Banking industry plays a pivotal role and is the lifeline of our economy. Every change impacts economy and it impacts the country. She's currently heading the LNOD, Talent and Employee Engagement at State Bank of Mauritius. Welcome, Aditi. Farooq Ahmed, comes with 18 years of experience. He specializes in creating exceptional work environments and promoting excellence. His strength lies in developing employee programs and boost engagement and productivity and creating a high-performing workplace. He leads cross-functional projects in performance management, workforce optimization, and digital transformation. He's a strategic HR architect driving growth, excellence, and transformation in the talent ecospace at Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. A pleasure to have you here, Farooq. I know Faiza has introduced Viju, but since he's on our panel today, so let me take the opportunity to give you a small introduction of Viju. Viju Joy joins us as one of our panelists, and he's the CEO of Regenesys Corporate Education India and also leads Digital Regenesys globally. Welcome, Viju, on the panel. Vasundhara is the head of human resources at NSDL Payments Bank, where she's been instrumental in driving strategic HR initiatives, policy making, and employee engagement program. With over 15 years of experience in the HR field, Vasundhara is a strategic and innovative HR professional who has a proven track record of translating business vision into impactful HR programs. She has the ability to balance business goals with employee needs, and her expertise are in the area of talent acquisition, HR transformation, and organizational development. Pleased to host you here, Vasundhara. Joining us online is Corey Baker was a former CEO of PayU handling multiple countries in Africa and India. He's a visionary leader and a seasoned executive with over 25 years of experience driving business growth, optimizing revenue, and building high-performing teams in fintech and edtech. His expertise span international markets, having developed and executed a strategic payment platform for over 300 payment methods across 44 African countries. With passion for harnessing the power of technology to transform the African business landscape, Corey capitalizes on untapped opportunities through strategic innovation and leadership. He is the group CEO of FinEdTech, Ed for All, and Study All. Thank you for joining us all the way from Africa, Corey. I'm going to sit now. Through the discussion, today we aim to dwell at the challenges and the opportunities that HR and L&D face in the banking sector. We explore the trends, the innovations, and regulatory developments that are reshaping the sector. Furthermore, we will discuss role of Gen AI, the need for mastering data management, women in leadership, and sustainability in the banking sector. Now, saying this, I know I've taken most of your time, but let me just start off with the first question. Are you all ready? Okay. What are the biggest challenges and opportunities you see in the banking sector as we navigate these digital transformations happening? This question is open for all.
So one of the biggest challenges at BFSI segment in India at this point in time is the attrition rate. It's in double digits. If you talk about the Indian private sector banks, starting from the Axis of Life to the HDFC, is running between 30 to 45%. And it's like within a matter of time, when people are joining the organizations, trying to understand the products, services being offered, they are switching. And the reason, when you ask them the reason of switching, surprisingly, the reasons are more pay, right? So, better, yeah, so that's the bottom line, right? They want more pay, obviously. Second is, all the more surprising, they see that designations, right, are which are given to them in the other organizations are high. Now, notwithstanding the play that the HR is doing with regards to the designations that are being given, so the role of a director, at a N-4, N-5 level, they are not directors. You can't be having a relationship manager being termed as a client director, but people are running for it. So, pardon me the language that I'm going to use now, jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai. What you see is what you sell and what gets sold. So the biggest challenge is to hold on to people, tell them the value of the work that they are doing, and also to communicate what is the proposition that I am proposing as an organization. These are the only people who switch jobs every 6 months, because once they reach another organization, they realize the earlier one was better. And that is why they keep on finding that kasturi, which was never given to them, or which is not there only at the first place. So the biggest problem as an HR is to keep people intact with the organization, making them understand the goals and objectives that an organization has, and what is the value path that the organization can offer to them, so that they stick to the organization for a longer period of time and be a part of the growth trajectory. So, over to
So I've seen both sides. Like the current organization is a payments bank, which is quite small, and we are not into retail. We are more into B2B. I've seen the previous organization, which was a large bank, and I was in the branch banking and liability segment. So I've seen both the sides. Adding on to what she's saying is right, because that impacts the business for the bank. And when you say that HR, how does HR support businesses? Because we have to align ourselves to the goals of the organization. Now, if with such high attrition rates, business gets impacted, because every time I see a new face in the branch when I walk in. And banking works on relationship. I need to have a relationship with the manager or the person on the welcome desk to have that faith, and then I would possibly accept the proposals for a cross-sell or upsell, which I would not want possibly from somebody who I did not see 3 months back or 6 months back. And while we say that we are moving to a digital environment, we have lesser walk-ins in the branches. We have more people accessing, the digital platforms. Or, right now I have never walked into a branch myself, though I'm from banking, for the last 10 years for any transaction. Maybe other than maybe accessing my locker at times or collecting my card. I've done everything online. But that's a part of the population that we want to cater to. Now when I move to a payments bank, I see that the population that we are targeting is a tier 3, tier 4 city. Now again I have similar challenge, because this is one segment, you have to teach them what digital means. How do you operate the app? How do you navigate through the systems? I don't have a branch. So the only way for me is to reach them digitally. So the challenge is, how do I reach to them digitally today and also retain my existing talent? Because today if a shop owner is my business correspondent and all the customers that he or she has are my customers, are my bank's customers. So it is very important for me to have that person retained in the organization and possibly have a value proposition that will attract the person only to work for me and not for anybody else, because for sustainable business I need to have that relationship maintained. For my customers, the trust lies in that person, because that person is the bank to them. So as she rightly said that, retention, and that's where digitally HR can play a role while leveraging technology and AI and tapping on, there are so many apps now, there are so many products now in market which help you tap emotions of people, will help you tap, they preempt the attrition which is going to happen, and then they throw that data to you. So it's very important for larger organizations who are spread across to leverage this technology and then to sit in the back end and read through the data and understand what's going wrong, where it is going wrong, touch base with those people, and that's how the role of HR is changing. Because if I sit in my branch and I say, oh, I spoke to 10 people today, is not going to help. By this, I'm reaching out to 1,000 people in a day, and they are telling me that, oh, this XYZ is somebody who's on the edge of, maybe getting disengaged. And so maybe you need to reach out to this person first than the other 10 that I've listed on. And there are wonderful apps. So I think HR also will have to change their approach, leverage this kind of, and some of the organizations I know are using this kind of technology, and they are heavily, benefiting from these. So that's how the role of HR is also evolving. And the talent we get in, even in HR, will have to, be flexible enough to have an understanding of this technology and to use this technology going forward. And that's when, as HR, we will be able to support, what we say, sustainable business and help business to grow. Otherwise, we're just another cost center, right? HR is a cost center. So, yeah, we're another cost center if you're not adding that value to the organization.
Thanks,
As an
Vasundhara.
HR, as an HR, so the definition says we are human resources, but over a period of time, uh, we have forgotten that value that we are humans first and resources later. It's more than enough to be just human. If we are human, no, everything else will be taken care of eventually.
That's a great point, Aditi. I think being human is somewhere lost in the digital world. Thank you, Farooq.
Yes, I think very well said so far. On attrition, in my current organization as well as in my last organization, have, really seen this very closely. I think that itself is a challenge thrown on HR. How innovative we can be with our employee engagement programs. Pre-COVID, employee engagement activities were just a tick the box exercise. I think post-COVID organizations have taken it very seriously. Now we see a separate employee engagement team in organizations, wherein they're preparing an year-long agenda, and it's not just kind of just fun activities, but we typically see on Fridays. Uh, but actually, we are curating personalized programs that can actually help individuals to think of their next level, role-based employee engagement programs. Uh, I think one of the avenue that have COVID opened up is a number of jobs. This new generation have the tendency to not kind of stick to a job, but then they require more flexibility, more control over their schedule, which probably a banking job doesn't give. You have a very strict kind of a routine. You cannot live in between. But if I say, for example, I opt for a job of a food delivery boy, or maybe for a job with an Amazon, where I will be delivering kind of articles, orders, customer orders. I have a flexibility, what time I will be working on. Or maybe if I go for an Uber driver, I have this choice what my day look like. But if I join a bank in an entry-level job, I don't have the choice. People need more choice where they can make, how they look like. At the same time, so that they can accommodate some, learning to probably go to a next level. So organizations have to be very, very innovative, how they can curate programs to actually, work for their employees, which might not be similar every year. So they have to make innovative programs, designed in a way that is relevant, year on year. So they need to review it periodically and make it relevant. And employees have to actually connect with the programs. They need to properly, propagate the programs, and employees need to see that it's actually going to be beneficial for them. So I can talk about one program that we have recently implemented in my current organization, that we as in my organization believe that it's innovative. So unlike in BFSI, our organization is into microfinance. That's the major business of the organization. We have employees who are working from 7:30 till 8 o'clock, even 8:30. It's a very, very rigorous job. But at the same time, the earnings, at least the fixed pay is very low. If they go beyond the expectation, they can obviously make a lot of money with the variable pay. But if you look at the overall savings at the end of the year, they don't save a lot, because they don't have that financial knowledge how to actually, save money. So we have came up, with a plan wherein, an employee stay with the organization if he has been a consistent performer. He can, get up to his 1 year's entire, compensation if he completes 2.5 years with the organization, and he will continue to see how much he has been eligible, every 3 months. So uh, I'm not sure about the results, how it will look like, 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line. But so far, across the management, across the employees, the feedback that we have been receiving is very, very positive. And employees have come forward to, kind of give a testimony about the program, which is very unlike to, see employee engagement team actually go and, tell us, tell the employees that write a good testimony, on social media, and we populate. But it's going actually, it's working the other way around, which is very, pleasing to see. But we are very optimistic that this will have a long-term, kind of solution to this problem to some extent.
Thanks, Farooq.
Yeah, I just wanted to give some context on what we said, opportunity and challenges in digital age. Some stats. We are a country of 120 crore people, and 50% of us use, as Vasundhara said, she's not checked into a bank branch from last 10 years. 50% of Indians use online banking services. That's 60 crore. That's the opportunity size. Uh, and at the same time, the average number of apps on each Indian phones, can you take a guess? Any guesses? So it's 51. 51. So 51 apps are on average, and it goes, few groups grows to 207. So you can imagine the opportunity, at the same time the challenges is the rate of how the technology is evolving, right? So when you say rate of technology evolving, by the time we finish this discussion, a few of the apps out of that 51 might be obsolete, and many of them would be upgraded, right? So that's the pace at which technology is moving. While we are sleeping, while we are talking, the technology is moving. And what we need to do is, and what is happening is the skill gap is increasing because of that technology change. And to cater to that, what we did is we didn't go very traditional. We went slightly off, and we said we will not have the first sales team being recruited. We went for research and consumer insights. And our first team which got recruited was consumer insight and research, because we felt that there's a moving ball and you're standing on that ball and running on the ball. So it's very important to understand the technology, how it's impacting each one of us, how it's impacting banks. So even the banks have to restructure themselves, how we can utilize this opportunity. If we are not able to utilize this opportunity, it is definitely going to harm, and we are going to miss the bus. So, Corey?
Corey, I have a different question. I'm not going to ask you with this question. Um, we've spoken about the opportunities and challenges, but moreover, if you look at the fintech companies, they're disrupting the traditional banking system. I would like to understand how are they doing it and what is it that you should be ready for with this disruption?
Sorry, there's a bit of the audio, but I'll try my best. I think the element is remain irreplaceable, and it's very important to keep intact. But through technology, we can optimize the operational success and reduce the yes.
Corey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, there was an
Hi.
echo. So, yeah, over to you.
I think there's some bugs, some gremlins on the online space, but it always happens like that. Good evening, everybody, and good evening, India, and hello to my fellow panel members. I'm not sure where we are in the conversation because I've been following a lot of lip reading, but let me take the best attempt. I think, yeah, technology in the banking space is a bit daunting sometimes, but the human element remains irreplaceable, I think. And it's a combination of people, process, and systems. And sometimes where we focus on one element, it does bottleneck on the next element. We see that a lot of technology adoption is being driven, but sometimes that comes at a price of the people trying to consume that technology. And it's very important that the balance between the adoption of technology and the skill set of the people are also in line to accommodate that technology. From my side, I think the focus on the customer experience remains a crucial part, especially in the banking space, and how we harness that power to embrace technology, to optimize our operational side and reduce our overheads, is finding that sweet spot between tech, people, and process. But it's very important open programs and really embrace the technology that's relevant to the bank transitioning into that digital space. I think the lot of the panel members are more from the HR side, and it's some interesting opportunity that's showcasing in India at this point in time, and exciting.
Corey, to add to what you said, I just wanted to ask you, how do you think tech is disrupting the banking sector?
So very much so. I mean, if we look at the emerging markets and where traditional banking license have been segregated, especially I'm talking from an Africa perspective, into digital banking and even mobile banking, where institutions now have to apply for a mobile banking license. And we can see what M-Pesa has done in Kenya and how the mobile phone has empowered financial inclusion, especially if we take the M-Pesa use case in Kenya. I think digital banking is also shown that it can take more disruptive technologies and harness that and take that power into the retail space, where it used to be the branch and its footprints and how many branches we have in a geo space. It's now changed to the focus on partnerships. And we see these partnerships formulating with retailers and other entities to empower banking as a touch point there. And we also see that these digital branches are focusing on how do we leverage all technology to encourage self-service from a traditional banking user. And thus the focus on employees these days is to embrace that technology to give a better customer experience. And then where your traditional transaction support has now been replaced with almost how can that technology be harnessed to give a better customer experience. I think sometimes the bank wants to adopt everything, and it can be daunting if we want to introduce VR, AI, and all these new technologies. And this is where the people process and technology has to combine in an effort to embrace new technologies and open up that new market need that arises.
Almost all of you spoke about, skill set. Aditi, you spoke about saying attrition, but then you also spoke about an opportunity on skill set. Vasundhara, you did so, and so did Corey. I have this question for Viju. You, with your vast experience in EdTech and your leadership in various countries, how are you seeing the transformation of skill development in these countries with the emergence of these advanced technologies?
About that, you know, people are same and the problems are same, and we are solving it quite differently, right? So this is a platform what we are building where, you know, we are bringing all people together to solve problems together and find common solutions to this. So if you see what we do in Africa, we are training the banks, the major banks in Africa, um, you know, banks like Prime Bank, ACB, ABSA. We are training them, the HR there on Gen AI. You know, we thought that, you know, probably Indians would be the first to take Gen AI and promote that, but you know, we had success in Kenya there. And in India, the technology and the training is at different levels. So we are training one of the fintechs on their data scientists how to create LLMs. You know, that's the task there. To one of the IT companies, we are training across the globe in 10 different cities. And we are training their senior management on the senior management. Yeah, the senior management on the awareness around technology, AI. So we see same problems, but the levels of problems are different. The maturity of technology is different, and it's all about, you know, addressing the right problems and with the right solutions.
I'm not very used to the mic, so you might see me knocking on it. So just bear with me, okay? So true with the skill set. And from the first question, I'm going to go back to those points that you mentioned, that, you know, today there are more jobs when it comes to banking sector just because of this, you know, one plague that hit us in the century at least. But you know, it's so important to get the right skill set and the right person. So Vasundhara, this question is for you. How do you think, you know, our HR, especially talent acquisition, is going to work on getting the right people? Now, you also said, you know, people join. Aditi, you said that people join and people quit because of designation that are made by us. You know, we give these fancy designations. So how are we going to manage this success wherein we get the right people who will stay with us and then grow with them?
So, yeah, so there are different parts to this question. One is whom do we get in the organization is very important in today's time. While I hire maybe pre-COVID, the world was different, right? I mean, we hardly had a hybrid work culture. We hardly had a work from home. You know, post-COVID, a lot of organizations even today are finding it difficult to get people back to work. We've in India still succeeded, but I know people in UK and US who are still struggling, and people are saying that, you know, okay, you give us free lunch and we'll come back to work, or you give us extra money and we'll come back to work, because anyways we're working in this money from home. So, you know, a lot of things have changed. AI all of a sudden has become the buzzword. You know, in the last 1.5, 2 years, which is post-COVID, it's very important to get people who align to your culture. You know, they understand the vision, mission, values of the organization. People who really want, so right from testing the skill set that you need in the organization, a behavioral fit, a fit on the softer side, you know, somebody who seems to be more agile, more flexible, more collaborative is equally important to come in your system. And because these are the people who will help you build what you want to together. How do we get that talent is, you know, we say change is the only constant thing. So our job descriptions, our roles have to change and evolve. I cannot restrict people to a certain skill set on a certain thought process. I have to give them some freedom to possibly experiment, to possibly do more things. Now, how do I get this kind of mind? So going back, when Microsoft Excel came, we had Excel workshops, you know, learn Excel. Today we have so many workshops on Power BI. Now we are evolving to data analytics is also kind of, you know, a little ancient now. Power BI, now Python, now Java, you know, these are the emerging skill sets. Then, so today we have workshops on, Chat GPT. You know, you take an online 3-hour workshop on how to, you know, be more productive on Chat GPT. Or possibly how to make your presentations, you know, in an AI. So you just upload your Word document and it throws a presentation at you. These are all things, so we need a workforce who's agile and flexible and open to work on this. This will save time. People say AI will take jobs. I feel that it will not take away jobs. It will change the skill set that's required. So today, I am supposed to work on data. I'm supposed to put my half a day in making a presentation for management. I can do that in an hour's time and save that the other 4 hours on putting my thought process to it. How am I going to present it? How do I create a story out of it? So the skill sets from working on a mundane transactional role is going to change to a strategic piece where I'm more supposed to think, I'm more supposed to align myself to the organization. What is now required? What next? Rather than putting my mind to putting things in place and those pieces so that I can go and stand for half an hour in front of my management and, you know, present what I want to do. I can focus more on, you know, the value adds. So that's how, and what will keep people intact is, you know, learning, constant learning, doing something new. Uh, how is HR going to facilitate this change? Again, is through getting the right people is obviously one, keeping them engaged in a in a learning and growth environment. Now, the definition of growth also I see is changing. It's not just promotions that people expect in terms of your grades. So I'm a manager today, make me an AVP. That's not quite thrilling for a lot of population that's coming into workforce today. What thrills them is what kind of work do I do? You know, a lateral expansion or a job enrichment or enhancement is something that excites them more than just, you know, a great change. So the population that's coming, the people who are coming to the workforce are, believe me, much smarter than we are, because they have a larger exposure at a very younger age that we are possibly now. They might be good at AI better than us on AI today. That's the kind of people we need to bring in. That's where, you know, HR will play a crucial role in changing the culture of the organization. DEI is something that's very much talked about these days. D&I has changed to DEI. You know, equity has got included in this. It's not just about a male and female gender today, you know, which it used to be. This is much more than this. So we need people from diverse fields, from diverse industries, from diverse backgrounds today to build an organization which we want to. As you said that, you know, these fintechs are disrupting banking. And obviously it's impacting because they are also taking a share of your business. Earlier, maybe only banks were lending. Today, there are so many organizations which are lending. I'm losing that monopoly that I had as an industry, right? So I need to evolve into what next? Maybe I need to collaborate with them and get my business done and take some share of it, rather than saying that, oh my God, you know, they've just pulled my business. So we all will have to work collaboratively together, get that kind of talent in the organization, and the core jobs will remain. I mean, a lobby staff is going to be always a lobby staff in bank, right? But my corporate HR, my corporate teams in, you know, the corporate office, my product, they can come from various backgrounds, they can come from different mindsets, bring a diverse perspective. You know, we experimented with hiring some freshers as interns, and they've done a wonderful job. That they bring in the skill set that we did not have in the organization. HR will also have to see, maybe move out of the traditional ways of hiring. Why do I need full-time resources only in the organization to work for me? Why can't have retainers? Why can't have, you know, outsourced activities where it's not mandatory to have people on my roles, but they get a different skill set, and I need that skill set for 6 months. Why do I hire a person permanently and then ask the person to go? I rather borrow that skill set, get my end product delivered, and then, move to the next level. So HR will also have to evolve along with, the disruption that, is getting caused in overall the ecosystem or the environment. I just read somewhere that there's a research going on tellers. So the job maybe of the teller will go away because there'll be automatic bots which will dispense money. They'll read and they'll give you the money. So you will not have tellers. But then what do I do? Do I fire those tellers or do I upskill them so that they can take over the lobby staff job? So that's where HR will play a role in identifying where, rather than letting people go off, how do I identify my good resources, how do I upskill them, how do I reskill them, and how do I see that future and prepare them for the future. And this is going to be across industry. So I was in a conference of late, and there was this head of HR for Hero Honda, and she said that there's an era which will come of electric vehicles. Now today I don't have that talent, but I have to run my show, right? I still have to produce my vehicles which run on diesel and petrol. But at the same time, I also need this workforce to learn, the mechanism of an electric vehicle. Everything has to come together and work. So it's not just banking, it's across industries that people are it's in a very rapidly changing world, people are facing this challenge, HR is facing this challenge, and I think we'll just have to, come together and work on this. We can't work in silos anymore, or we can't work in our own world and say that, I'm great and, I've arrived in life. So that's not going to work anymore.
Thanks, Vasundhara, and it was really beautiful that you kind of brought the banking sector and an automobile industry together for comparison. That was beautiful. All of us, this is like a major problem that we see, with COVID, industries which said we cannot work from home, you have to come to the office, then started saying you can work from home, here's your laptop, go away, work, and then 2 years down the line, we're trying to bring them back. Right? They've already got accustomed. This question is for you, Farooq. What are the specific challenges and opportunities of integrating remote working and working from office? Traditionally, especially when you have branches, you did do away with some, but then you brought back some. What are those opportunities and challenges when it comes to hybrid working in a branch job?
Well, I think remote working and work from home was really not a very kind of an old concept, at least in banking industry, in Indian context. I think we have been hearing this with IT companies, with MNCs, they can, and traditionally what we see, I think there are definitely very strong reasons that why people are very conservative. Financial transactions are, based on faith, trust. And, you do a transaction with someone, who doesn't have a face. It doesn't give me that confidence that, I will at the first hand go and do it. Yes, if I have already contacted and I already know, then definitely from second and third transaction, it is easier for me to, do it. I think that's one of the very, very strong reasons that, we are not really, giving that work from home kind of a thing. But again, if you see that, like, some of the works are always being done remotely. HSBC, have their offices in India, but they are not like, doing everything in India. Maybe they have a setup somewhere, somewhere else in some country where probably, wage is very low. Even if you talk about an Indian bank, they might have a branch at one particular place. So a customer, walks into a branch, wants to open an account. Account is not getting opened at branch. Someone is remotely working into a central processing unit. Someone is working at the back end. Maybe that person is actually working very remotely. That's not really work from home, but no, that transaction is not being done at that branch. It is being executed remotely. Coming to this human touch that everyone wants. So I will share one example of mine. I have recently, taken a loan, and after even my, EMI got paid, I paid the, EMI. I kept on receiving that, SMS that I have not paid it. Okay, and I received the SMS that they will report to, civil Equifax. I actually had to, walk up to the branch, had to speak to the branch manager, and he assured me that this will not happen. So something is happening to me. Do I still connect, to someone who doesn't have a face? I don't know personally. If that problem doesn't, kind of resolved, I go to probably a next level that also doesn't have a face. Or am I, as a customer, more comfortable to speak to someone who has a face? Uh, we can talk about, kind of two-layer authentication, Aadhaar-based authentication. But what if that doesn't work? Will I be more comfortable speaking to someone in person physically? Or probably, I will still rely on that, my credit card got probably, stolen. I've been trying to probably, raise a ticket to the customer care. Okay, it got raised. Then also they will tell you, you please visit your nearest branch. I think that human touch will always, will be required. And I think there are also some regulatory requirements, especially for, big ticket loans. Uh, you as a banker, you need to go, you need to, see against which business you are actually sanctioning the loan. You need to see, the work, kind of, workshop he's, engaged in before you sanction the loan. Just looking at a video, or maybe a, because, the person who is showing the video, he has a capability to manipulate you, rather than you go and physically, inspect the place. That one aspect of it. If you look at, I think, the SOPs, even for, loan as well as expecting that to be executed from, work from home or maybe remotely. Yes, I think COVID has, and really, nudged out of our comfort zone, with eKYC, with all the, double layer authentication. But my parent would not be probably very comfortable with those. He has a, SBI account. He still, lines up in the SBI queue. He even doesn't go for a ICICI bank, because that's his trust is. We cannot blame the customer. We have to, as a bank, we have to customize our need as per the customer need, not, why we are providing this and you have to, kind of adjust to our requirements. It's the other way around. Uh, I think, in coming days, I'm also not very, negative and very pessimistic about it. I think there are certain works going on. If I look at, in my own bank, we have coming up with, smart banking outlets, wherein we have very less, manpower. We have just 2 people running a branch. I am very optimistic that in coming days we'll have less manpower, but it will go side by side. AI and all other, digital platform, I believe, will enable and make our job to, to be done in a better way. And from, if I look at as an employee of a bank, I believe this will also, improve my skill set. Rather than, working in a very traditional and, very non-digital way. Having said that, like a library, it will still exist, but it will be quieter, quieter than the branch. I think we all will be agree. Typically, what we see, in branches, bank branches, 10 years back, don't compare with public sector, undertaking banks. But at least if you look at the, commercial banks and all, you will see very few customers actually, working in, because we are very comfortable, doing things at our own, own ease. I can do, a transaction at 2 a.m. I can't think of this, doing it, going to a branch. So that flexibility is being provided to me. So I'm comfortable, and I would like to, enjoy. Kind of, if that facility has been given to me, work from home, I may not be able to, execute a lot of transactions. Certain transactions are, very real time. especially with, clearing, with, payment systems. My system might not actually support to execute it, real time and the prompt way it is expected by the customers. At the same time, I think cybersecurity is one of the concerns. It always has been, though all banks have a very very sound platform, but it's always between your home network and with the firewall that file will continue. And I believe when you work from home or maybe from a remote location, you are more vulnerable, vulnerable to physical as well as to cyber attacks. And I think cyber attack, people are always in kind of loop for this loopholes. So we have to make a balance way, as I said, but branch banking will coexist. I do not see this is going to happen that we'll shutting down all the bank branches and everyone will be working remotely, at least in branch banking, yeah, for near future. I don't know, maybe like 4 years, 5 years back, we didn't know what is generative AI. Now everyone is using it. We don't now kind of go and sit with the doers what they do in their job. We just type, give a good prompt and you have a ready-made job description. If you need to make a few changes here and there, you will probably customize it, but I think they have already done your 80% of your job. I'm also very kind of positive that yes, we should use it. We should take the advantage of it, rather than we use it probably being the last person when we don't have options. So we should be as an industry, banking industry, we should take and we should leverage these tools available to us. And I think definitely with this we'll be able to kind of draw a line of balance.
Thanks, Farooq. I think I should have made this the first question to all. Um, but you covered most of the points and recovered most of it. You summarized the whole thing for us. But I still have one question, and this is for all of you. With branches expanding and a new customer segment online emerging every day, how do you manage and map necessary skill set? I'm coming back to skill sets because if you see, all of us did speak about skill sets in various parts of our conversations today, and improve continuous growth in the business. So how are we going to manage that? How are we going to bring in those right skill sets for the people? Like you spoke about generative AI, you said managing data, and one of the points that you mentioned was getting the right insight from that data. So how are we going to bring that skill set? And I'm opening this out to all, including Corey. Corey, we'll start with you.
Apologies that just repeat it quickly.
There's a lot of bank branches that are expanding, and the online market is also expanding. So that we have emerging online segments, customer segments coming up. That means our employees, the banking employees, will have to be uh, updated and upskilled, improve their skill set, so that they can, improve the growth of the business also. Market is saturating, but yet we have a lot of opportunities. So I was talking about the skill set. What is it that we're going to do differently to enable them with the skill set?
I feel like the unbanked customer today in this session, yeah. But I think for your question, the skill set or the digital skill sets that's needed to onboard a customer and support a customer that was traditionally done in a branch is overlapping at how you target your actual banking market, I think. And these days, as I said, that human element cannot be replaced, but the skill set is, instead of looking at transactional support, it's looking at self-service support and how the customer is onboarded and how the different functions are working, as to what the bank presents. So anything from your loyalty point systems to your mobile banking to some banks are even incorporating some trading and cryptocurrencies. And these are the type of services where the customer needs digital education on how to embrace this. And it's that same strategy that you're going to have to take with the people that you traditionally appointed in the branch. But as I previously mentioned, these days your partnerships or your retail partnerships or your other business partners becomes a touch point or a self-service point for the banking customer. And that same approach has to taken into play to educate them on how to embrace those digital functions that you want as a bank to differentiate you from the traditional banking space. We also see that the digital banking space is embracing that lower LSM, targeting that traditionally unbanked customer and empowering them with technology. We also see this is where the partnerships are formulated with fintechs, where fintechs were always pioneering technology and always staying 3 steps ahead of the bank to offer more convenience and better self-service to the end customer with a merchant pipeline that they can do bill presentment and do payments through. And we're seeing that either the banks are building some e-commerce platforms or that these fintechs are moving into partnerships with the banks, because that race is too tight these days to stay ahead of the digitally evolving banking space. So, yeah, in conclusion, I think that, as I said, the approach to educate your staff onto that digital support and those enhanced functionality is almost a similar approach that you have to take for your banking subscriber base then.
Okay. So when we talk about competence and skill sets, it's a 2 to 3 year fad. Every year we see some or the other technology coming up. Yes, and people do not have any other option but to upgrade themselves. It is not just the responsibility of any L&D function in the organization or some HR function in the organization to continuously upgrade and update. It is the responsibility of the candidate or the employee to upgrade and update themselves regularly. While the corporates are doing their bit of it and L&D functions always push in trainings, it is imperative that it will not be sufficient enough. And as an employee of the organization, you have to be at the best of yourself, the best version of yourself. So, a continuous upgradation of the necessary skill sets for your profile is very, very important. That is one part of it. Another part of it is your intention that we need to work on, the attitudinal aspect of it. You can get the horse to the well, but you cannot make the horse drink the water. Currently, this is exactly what is happening. Trainings are being pushed to people, irrespective of whether they want to undergo that training or they don't want to undergo that training. Because people have mandates as their KRAs, right? So 3 days mandates training, 4 days mandates training. If we make it regulatory or if we push things to people, obviously they will, go back and say, no, I don't need this training, I don't require this training. You need to have a buy-in. People need to know what is there in it for me. If I am able to communicate to people that, okay, this is what is there in it for you. If you are improving in this particular area, this is what you are gaining back in return. There will be an automatic buy-in. You need not push things to people. The more of hullabaloo that we create around, stuffing skills, stuffing knowledge to people, it's not going to work around that ways. You see how Gen Zs are now, coming up. So they are entering the workforce. And I have, 3 candidates who are Gen Zs in my team. I need not spoon feed them. Why? Because I need to tell them a problem and I only need to tell them, just think, no, what can be done? And each one of them will come up with at least 4 to 5 options of solving a problem. Now, this is a skill set, yes or no? And you are developing that skill set. Now, the point is, if we are going to tell them this is what you need to do, that is what you need to do, because that is how we learnt it, it's not going to work around with them. People or leaders have the additional responsibility of now getting to a different segment of developing people, and they will automatically learn those fine tips, tricks, or trade trade tricks over a period of time while they are doing their job. It's not that you have to push them in a room and then only the projector will start, the PPT will go on, and then only people will learn. Those days are gone by. People can learn anything, anywhere, anytime, anyhow on your WhatsApp. I can, no, that's what we were discussing in the boardroom as well. That, I today, even after 25 years, cannot prepare a slide better than a AI can give an explanation of. And that is where I completely lose myself as a subject matter expert. But then I am relying on somebody's incompetence to not go ahead and type that down on AI. Yes or no? People won't do it because nobody ever liked going to school. We had to push in people, right? Our parents pushed us to school. We were asked to sit in the classroom. Teacher used to teach us, and nobody even remembers what we were taught in the 12 years that we were there in school. And today we are sitting here giving gyan to everyone that how education is so important. It's all experience. It's all experience. So when you do things, uh, you see what you went wrong in, what you went right in is when you learn, and that is what stays in your head. And nobody can ever take your brain away till the time you are alive. Yes or no? That will stay with you. So education is one thing that will stay with you forever and ever till the time you are alive, and you are not going to go hungry because you have education. If I give you money, anybody can take it. If I give you loads of certificates which you have just earned, you have given you a house, a food, everything will be taken away by somebody or the other. But if I have given you the right frame of mind, the right attitude, the right skill set, you will do something good for yourself. And that is what we as organization needs to institute in our people, to not think about the organization. Organization will run any which ways. If not you, but then by somebody else. Correct? Nobody cries if the person goes now out of the organization. Organization will hire somebody else. But how will you be able to survive if you don't have this right skill set with you? You use it here, you use it somewhere else. But people would always be thankful to all those faculties, all those organizations who have invested in them. And that is how you become great organizations. When you invest in people, they have a knack of returning things back to you, because nobody is a bad person or a bad employee. When you go out in the market, right, for a job, looking out for a job, do you go with that intention that I will do some fraud here? No. Nobody does that. You have to, think about those people that you never hired them for the wrong reasons, and they never got hired for the wrong reasons. Eventually, over a period of time, they just got redundant. And that is when all the negativities started coming into play. inside them and inside you as a leader. Because you never invested in them. You never took that call and opportunity that, okay, once they are there with me, it's my responsibility as well. Today, when I, go for my training needs identification, you know what kind of things I am asked? What will happen? Why will you do this? Leave, no. Business to karne do. Let them do business first. What I tell them, Baba, what kind of business will you do or will they do if they don't know what to do business with? Whom to do business with? They don't know about the products. What will they go and sell? So you need to equip your people with the expertise. And every time calling some market expert from somewhere won't solve the problem. You have to dirty your hands. As a leader, first of all, you dirty your hands, because what you do is what others follow. Today, if I go out of the room, I cannot expect my people to take the training all the day long. They will say, okay, she is gone now, let's wrap it up, call it a day off. So I have to become that person who is standing right up there with all the accountabilities and the ownership. And that is when I will create that culture of learning from each other, learning with each other, and learning by each other. That's it from my end. Long one, that is.
Okay, if time allows. Okay. I just wanted to say that when we're talking about the changing skill sets, in let's say in a digital or rapidly changing working environment, we'll have to just build a collaborative culture where the tech teams, the back-end teams, and the front-end teams are talking to each other. Uh, we'll have to get skill sets which of people, we'll have to get the skill set in the organization which is technically very sound. People who are working 24 cross 7 to serve my customers who are banking online with me. And what is going to distinguish me from somebody else is the service that I provide. When the customer walks into my branch, how do I treat the customer? How do I make them feel valued? To do that, how do I enable my workforce to be able to quickly solve the issue? Nobody wants to go and sit for half an hour in the branch and wait and then get an answer that, oh, we'll get back to you. So if I know that this is something that I can do, I should be able to close it at my end. If not, I should effectively know whom to reach out to, and I have to have a back-end team which is aptly enabled to quickly resolve the issue so the customer walks out of the branch happily. And when we say, as he said, that the online and the offline banking or the branch banking is going to coexist, we may have lesser staff in branches, but then it's just that we have to build a collaborative culture where everybody knows everyone, different skill sets, people who are expert in their own fields. For example, I swipe my credit card for a 2 lakh amount today, which I don't usually do, and immediately I get a call. Oh, your card has been swiped. Have you done that? If I've not done it, I'll immediately say no, block it. Now, this is a very proactive approach. So similarly, the field on the ground in the branches will have to be very proactive in reaching out to the customer. And, as I said, the softer skills will distinguish. When we talk about retention also, the softer aspect is going to distinguish, because the Gen Z which is coming to workforce today needs empathy, needs flexibility. The old school people or the baby boomers say, oh, they need everything, but they don't want to do anything. I mean, because they're not slogging, but possibly they are working as good as you. It's just that they're working smartly. Rather than working, showing that I'm working hard, they value their time, they value their flexibility, their work-life balance. They finish off the job. So are we today concerned about how many hours they are spending in office, or are we concerned about the productivity and efficiency? Are they delivering on time within the timelines which have been allocated to them, and at the efficiency or productivity they are expected to? What is critical today? It is a delivery. Whether I sit here till 8 o'clock in the night or 10 o'clock in the night and deliver it, I go home at 5, avoid my dead time in traffic, I go work from home, and then I give you the project on time. So that mindset will have to change. uh, we'll have to also mold our leadership, which is, the earlier generations, and now they're dealing with the Gen Zs. To, in a certain manner, we'll have to coach them. We'll have to, kind of maybe get external help if they don't listen to you. But we'll have to start changing the culture in a way where we drive not working hard, but working smart. And we do not focus on how long do I see this face in office, but am I getting the deliverable on time? And that's right from ground. When we talk about skill sets, we need to change the mindset of people who are leading on top to bring the organization to a set culture. And I vouch for it because this is what I've been trying to do in the current organization, and I'm thankfully my leadership is very aligned to this thought process, and we are really working towards it. So we are trying to build a performance-driven culture, along with, which is efficient, along with discipline, and, maybe a mix of hybrid, you can say hybrid work culture, where I have some workforce which is supposed to be present in office. My office is open 24 hours. Even if at 12 in the night I walk to the office, I have some people from different teams working, because we are a digital bank and people are doing transactions even at night. So my shop doesn't open at 9 o'clock and shuts at 6 o'clock. So, when we talk about skill sets, this is how, the leadership alignment will have to be. And the thought process or the mindset of the organization will also have to evolve with the ask that we have from people on the ground.
Just kind of tinge of thoughts. I think certain skill sets, not just in banking industry but across, are still not considered as a skill set. Like someone who has the ability to work very collaboratively. Someone who has have very good negotiation skills. Someone who is very good at time management. I think we have yet not learned, or maybe we have not yet considered to be as a very traditional skill set. We still need a certification. We still need someone who can actually validate. Then only I think we consider. But I think these are very very important skill sets. Another skill set, that somebody who works like a brand ambassador for the value of the organization. I think that's very rare to find in the market. You can probably spend a lot of money to hire even for niche profiles, but then someone who speaks about the values of the organization, it's very very difficult and very rare to find. I think it's time that organizations should really talk about kind of propagate, appreciate, and encourage those skill sets as well, and people who are actually carrying those skill sets.
That's a great perspective, Farooq. Aditi, when you were speaking, I thought you stole a snippet from Marco's life and you spoke, because he believes in education as the foremost thing that you should do. Vasundhara, it was great when you spoke about why the whole merging of skill sets are required. I would go on, and I have so many questions that I have to ask, but I can see people look at me and pointing at the food behind. So, Himani, are there any online questions?
Hi, we have one question and it's open for the panel. How do HR and L&D strategies drive success in achieving customer excellence?
Whether it is HR or it is L&D or it is any function in an organization, any which ways my voice is like that. So each and every function, when it is aligned to the goals of the organization and you create a culture around it, that everybody follows to the T. The values are not just on the walls of the organization, but it is imbibed in each and every actionable and deliverable of the people. then you can truly say that it is customer centric or customer aligned, because that is the very purpose of the organization. The vision, the mission, the goals, the objectives that an organization frames is the very purpose of why the organization is there in the first place. So that is why all the products are designed that way, that it will help uh, you know set up those standards of of glory for the people to consume. Customers uh, are those people uh, who are looking forward uh, to a wow moment from you. Now, their wow moment is not something out of the world. Their experiences and their expectations are very, very basic. It's just that you have created a complexity around itself, around the products that you are giving them, around the kind of service that you are delivering at the end. If you focus on the basics, everything else will fall into place. So it's not just about HR. So HR will drive people, HR will help drive processes also. But mainly it is the individuals who are working in the different verticals. How do they imbibe the values of the organization in their daily deliverables? And once that is done, I think majority of it is taken care of. You need not do customer service workshops or customer service trainings. It hangs on with you. There's one very famous example of the Taj attack. Nobody told these employees to stay put. Yes? No, I mean, Ratan Tata didn't come and said, ki, no, you have to be there just because, you are working in a hotel. It's the cumulative call, and that was not one instance, repeated series of instances, series of hammering into the mind of the employees, what you are there for, what is your purpose, what is the organizational purpose, and how you are aligned to it. Once you give that path, you need not do that reiteration again and again. It's absorbed, it's in their veins, and that is how uh, you say that, now I am successful as an organization. When I do that, when I achieve that, is when you say, now I've done something. Because aligning people is the most difficult of the tasks, yet so easy. It all depends upon the management, how they live by it. That's all from my end.
Okay, so for me, I think HR and L&D, how they shape an organization is, we say that HR is the custodian of the culture of an organization, but at the same time, both HR and L&D are facilitators. They cannot work in silos. You need to get a buy-in from your management, from your top executives to do whatever you want to do. Now, how do I, as taking it from Aditi, that how do we imbibe those values in the organization and in employees is, one, I have a vision and mission of the organization. I know where I want to be. Now I define what are the behaviors that I want in the organization that evolve as values for the employees. So what is it that I want my people to drive in the organization? How do I want them to behave in the organization? Then I link my R&R to it and I say that this is what I will reward you for. So, my R&R has to be linked to my values. Somebody who delivers on those values will automatically be rewarded and feel valued. So we evolve one from the other, but in the end, we are again facilitators. We are just people who are, not very aggressively, assertively, but very indirectly pushing people to do or behave in a certain manner that we want them to. And that's the role as an HR or an L&D function we should play. And that's when I say that HR and L&D go hand in hand, because, I carve out values, but L&D is going to help me drive those values in the employees and imbibe them in the employees. And that's when we succeed as a team and achieve, the culture or the end result that we want to. If I want collaboration between my tech team and my front-end team, I cannot have them working in silos. I need to get them to collaborate together, and that is how, and reward the right behavior, which obviously HR and L&D is what they're supposed to do, and that's when you support the organization. Maybe you cannot drive business, you cannot directly get business for the organization and feel, prove your value or self-worth in the organization, but how do I support business to move forward? How do I give them solutions for people to work around? And people are the most difficult of all to get together. I can have a process, I can have a system, I can have a policy, but to have people follow it is a task. I can say this because when I joined, I'm setting up HR in the organization. So right from, what policy, I want people to come on time. How do I now change my system? How do I change my policy? How do I ensure that 9:30 I have people in my office and not walking in at 10? Now that's the most difficult thing to do. I've still reached a 70% success rate in 6 months' time. So, people are the most difficult to deal with, and if we are successfully able to bring them together and to make them do what we want them to be doing, I think that's great achievement.
Thank you, Vasundhara. Farooq, do you want to add something here?
I pretty much, resonate with both of them. So if I think of, customer, like increasing customer efficiency through HR and L&D. So if I think of customer efficiency like a very good fruit, I think HR and probably L&D would need to make sure that we are doing everything to make that soil for the plant to grow. And I think as Vasundhara rightly said, whether it can be in terms of rewards and recognition, or creating an environment where people can speak their mind, and they can speak their mind without fear, wherein we can think of they will come with their best, and an environment where it will be an innovation and ideas are welcome. It is restored and everyone works towards making it actually execute, and it's not just like that ideas come and nobody knows after that. I think HR and L&D put together, I think need to ensure that we are able to maintain that and ensuring that at the long run that fruit is as expected.
Thanks, Farooq. There's one person who's already told me it's time up. Monica, shut up. But before we go, I just want to tell you it was a great conversation that we've had. Something that I'm going to take away is we are human first, resources later. And the second bit is, anything will work if you're going to have your values aligned to rewards and recognitions, your performance management. It will drive culture. And culture is the most important bit. And skill sets, and you've identified a few skill sets, and we will draw that from there and we will talk about it later. But before we kind of go to the close, Dr. Marco, who's the chairman founder, would like to invite you for the vote of thanks.
Yeah, I would like to thank you for your time. I know your time is very precious and your works are very stressful. So I hope this event didn't add much more stress to you. So I hope this is the beginning of a long-term relationship. I'm sure we'll see you, maybe lecturing for our students. We're going to open a bank account with you in Mauritius, definitely. So now, yeah, we will be opening up office in Mauritius in the next 2-3 months. So we'll get Nira with our CFO. So he'll be in touch with you. So you can go to your CEO and say, you see, HR people can sell. Who said? Who said they cannot sell? Yeah. So maybe when you retire, when people retire, then there's a desire to share their knowledge, insights, and people get involved in academia. So maybe when you get to that stage of your lives, Regenesys will always have open doors for you. Maybe as a part Okay. 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 Well, if you're not happy at your current place, we can actually go ahead of our HR. There are a lot of opportunities, and we are fast growing. Very dynamic, very nice culture. Purpose-driven organization. Work from home, very flexible. Like whatever requirements are, you can write your own checks. Yeah. Okay. Um, I come from Croatia. If you're wondering on my accent, so if you decide to go for holidays to Croatia, you will stay at our place. We have a beautiful place on the coast, Croatian coast. We'll be happy to host you. We know, we are not paying you today for this, and this costs a lot of money. We'll pay you, so we will reciprocate in different ways. As you're not allowed to take gifts. Banking environment is very regulated. We know that. Yeah. But if so happen you come to South Africa or Croatia or Kenya, we'll take care to host you. So I hope it's beginning of a long-term relationship. I believe we have same purpose. You're in business of human development. And we are in business of human development. And we make our world a better place by developing better leaders. Conscious leaders, that's the reason why we exist. And I have deep respect for HR people. I know thousands of lives you're responsible for thousands of lives. That's a huge responsibility, and those lives impact tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And banks are backbone of economy, as Monica said. So from my side, thank you again. In next 8 days, we have about 6 more events focusing on different sectors, manufacturing, technology, and all different sectors. My apology for some technical issues. Unfortunately, this event, you were the first one giving me pics and all this new equipment we bought for sound and the video. Next time will be better. So thank you so much again from my side, and all the best. And we will promote this event with our students, 300,000 students, and our alumni, and you're going to get publicity for and your organization, and your organization, yeah. So actually, you'll get rewarded multiple times, for your time. So we believe at this principle, when you give unconditionally, you receive abundantly, and this will be another example. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much again for your time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
She is a director of Regenesys India and the global head of sales, Shamita. I request you to extend the gratitude to our panelists by giving them a token of appreciation.